In a striking series of statements, US President Donald Trump has downplayed tensions with India, just a day after accusing both India and Russia of siding with China. Calling his relationship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi special, Trump walked back his earlier remarks, but the damage may already be done. So what exactly is going on here, and how serious is this geopolitical turbulence? On Friday, speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Donald Trump struck a softer tone. "I'll always be friends with Modi. He's great. I just don't like what he's doing at this particular moment," he said with a smile, attempting to smooth over growing friction. But just 24 hours earlier, Trump made headlines with a sharp post on Truth Social, his own social media platform. "Looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together." The post accompanied an old photo of Modi standing with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, a symbolic trio that seemed to confirm Trump's concern. A growing bond between Washington's global competitors, with India right in the mix. The setting for this controversy? The Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Tianjin, China. Modi's first visit to China in 7 years. And while the Indian government maintains the visit was strictly multilateral, Trump and his allies saw something else. India says the meetings were routine, bilateral talks with Putin and Xi on the sidelines of the summit. But optics matter. And for Trump, the visual of Modi engaging warmly with China and Russia, just as tensions between the US and Beijing spiked, was hard to digest. At the heart of the US frustration is India's energy relationship with Russia. Despite Western sanctions, India has ramped up oil purchases from Moscow. For New Delhi, it's a matter of economic strategy, buying cheaper oil to shield Indian consumers from inflation.
Whether it is Russian oil or anything else, it's our decision to buy from the place which suits our needs. Where we buy our oil from, especially being a big ticket foreign exchange related item, we will have to take a call which suits us best.
Trump, however, isn't buying it. He slammed India's energy deals and even mentioned a 50% tariff as punishment. That comes after he already imposed a 25% tariff on Indian goods in late July, another sign that tensions have been brewing for weeks. The Indian response has been firm. New Delhi has categorically rejected the accusation that it's funding the Kremlin's war machine. Indian officials argue their energy choices are about national interest, not geopolitics. They point out that Europe and even China are still importing Russian energy without facing similar pressure or tariffs from the US. It's hypocritical to target India when the EU has quietly doubled its gas purchases from Moscow since last year. Further inflaming the situation, Trump's former trade advisor Peter Navarro described India as an oil money laundromat for the Kremlin. He went even further, calling the Ukraine conflict Modi's war, a statement that has drawn heavy backlash in Indian political circles. Critics argue that these remarks are not just diplomatically reckless, they could damage long-standing US-India relations, especially as both countries navigate the shifting global power order. So what now? Trump says he's ready to reset ties, dismissing the moment as just occasional turbulence. But his mixed messaging, praise one day, punishment the next, leaves both policymakers and observers wondering what a second Trump presidency could mean for US-India ties. With elections looming in both countries and China asserting itself more aggressively on the global stage, India finds itself in a delicate balancing act, preserving strategic autonomy while navigating friendships that are increasingly transactional. Will India continue walking the tightrope between East and West? And can Trump and Modi revive the so-called bromance that once defined their partnership? We'll be watching closely.